Welcome back to Talkin Shop. We are Trucker Baddie and
Fake Trucker.
Well, thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate it.
No, thanks for having us.
No problem.
It's amazing to have you on. So tell us then, because start off, because you've had a big few nights last few days, I suppose, haven't you? What's been going on with you and Shannon?
Shannon, Trucker Girl, 850, she was up for a nomination at the Snap Awards.
Yeah.
And of course she won.
Yeah.
So we went down to London just to be there to support her.
Nice.
And just got really drunk.
Yeah.
Unintentionally.
As you do.
So yeah, it was a really good night though.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, the whole point of going there was to also network, but I got too drunk and didn't really say hi to anyone. So it all went really well.
Good night out there.
I mean, you could say it was networking, but you was snogging loads of girls.
I had loads of girls tongues down the throat.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
She
that's
kept
just,
asking me, do you mind? I was like,
you're not bothered, are you? He's like, no. I think
too used to it now.
I think I snogged some girl. And then I saw you looking, so I was like, oh, and you were like, no.
So do it again.
Okay.
Love it.
Oh, it was wild.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when we got back to the Airbnb with Shannon.
Yeah.
We'll leave that there.
Yeah. We'll leave that to viewers, listeners' imagination.
Yeah, definitely.
So what's the plans this weekend? You doing anything this weekend, or are you having a bit of a chill one now?
Just to chill.
Catching up on sleep.
Oh, you're not out tonight as well then, no?
Oh, God, no.
No.
No. We're not actually, we don't go out.
No.
We just have
Not
a lot
often,
of
no.
events and
No.
things.
We've been very busy this year, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's either been truck shows or like there's always
There's
something
just
on.
been loads.
On every weekend.
Yeah. And then obviously I dragged my 30th birthday out for weeks.
Yeah.
And we had
We
just
had to do
events
loads
every
of things
weekend.
for that.
Everything. That's for my 30th. We're doing that for my
Yeah.
30th. But yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, it's been a busy year.
Yeah. So how did you two meet then? So what's the crack there? Because where are you both from? Obviously, we can tell by your accent where you're from.
Originally from Sunderland.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was in the army
Yeah.
at Cottesmore, and I lived near there anyway, and we met on Tinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of all
Nice. There you go.
places.
Yeah.
Because we were thinking, did you meet in the army or? Because obviously,
People always like think that I was in the army as well. I wasn't
Yeah.
in the army.
no.
He was working at Travis Perkins.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Good old TPs.
There we go.
Shout out TPs.
But it's like how does Tinder work? You swipe right, don't you?
Yeah.
And then it tells you if you become a match.
That's it.
So it was, my friend got me on there. I didn't really want to be on. Did it anyway. And then it said we'd became a match. And I hadn't really swiped right for that many people.
Yeah.
No.
But then you didn't speak to me. And a whole 5 days had gone by. And I was like,
Oh, cheers.
you've matched with me. So there's something. I said, I'm going to have to be the one to message him first.
Yeah.
So I did.
That's it.
And I think we were talking for about 3 weeks before we ever met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, wasn't it a few days before we actually ever met, even though we'd been speaking for weeks, he said, oh, how tall are you?
Yeah.
I said, oh, 5'11". Why? How tall are you? And he was like, oh, I'm 5'4". And that I was ready to dead it all. I was like, I can't do that. I was like, fancy leaving it to that.
Yeah. 5'4".
Oh,
Yeah, I thought I was wind her up a bit.
Yeah.
It's coming done, on it? It's coming done.
Well, I'm 5 foot, absolute nothing. So anyway, well, I'm 5'7", but it's like these sofas as well. I can't even get on the bloody sofa. But luckily, my missus is actually 5'4", so it's all right.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's all right.
I hate being tall.
Yeah.
Absolutely hate it. But
Why?
can't wear heels because then you just
okay.
look like a freak.
You're taller than everybody else.
Just tower over everyone.
Yeah. No, I get
Yeah.
it. I get
I
it.
just want to be
Yeah.
smidge.
Yeah. Well, you went in the because you went in the army really young, didn't you? Was it 16?
Yeah,
you
as
went
soon
to?
as I turned
Yeah.
15 and 9 months,
Yeah.
I dragged my mum to
Yeah.
the careers office.
No
I was like,
way.
sign the paperwork.
Yeah.
So you knew what you wanted to do then?
Always knew.
really?
It was from being 13, I knew
Yeah.
the army was what I wanted to do.
No way.
So I was literally going away to Scotland while I was in year 11 doing exams, doing a couple of days training to get into the army and coming back to school. And I'm like, I've passed.
Yeah.
And I think we literally left year 11, had the 6 weeks holidays, and then that was me gone in the army.
Right.
So yeah, I was pretty young.
Yeah. What was the motivation for I want to go in the army? It's not all 13-year-old girls' dream, was it, to go?
It was like It was to prove a point.
It was to prove a point.
Was it?
To my brother.
Yeah. No way. I had a bet with my brother.
Ever since, I was 10 at the time and he was 12.
Yeah.
And as daft as it sounds, he went to this cadets one night and he came home. He was fuming. He was crying, saying, they just scream in your face, they shout at you. I'm never doing that again. And ever since that 10-year-old me was just looking at him, I was like, when I turn 12, I'm going to do it and I'm going to do it better than you. So I did cadets for years.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. And then from there, I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to do the real thing.
Yeah.
So the best way to get Nicolle to do something is to tell
me that I can't.
Tell you can't do it.
That's good.
Is that just your personality then? You're like, right, I'm going to prove you wrong.
I'm sure I've got like ADHD, autism or something.
Yeah. She has.
It's like the housework. Usually he gets up early, does the housework. I get up and I just fucking mince about for ages before I feel like doing it.
Yeah.
As soon as if you call me lazy, that's it. I'll get up in such a rage. I'll hoover with anger.
I do.
I'll do it all, but I'll do it in a rage.
So it's just easier just to do it myself.
Yeah. I get that. My missus, I am a bit chaos around the house, so my missus normally takes charge. Because I am chaos as well. I'm either laser focused and I'm smashing it all day, or I'm not touching it. Like I can't. I'm either doing it or like full on, or I'm not at all.
That is so me.
Yeah.
Like I will sit there on the sofa with a cup of tea. My mind is like, right, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. But have I got the motivation to get up and actually do it?
Yeah.
But then I get overwhelmed because there's just so much in my head I know I need to do.
I know.
But that stops me from doing it because I'm like, it's too much.
I relate to you there. What did you, so when you went in the army then, was because you can obviously go in, do your engineering or whatever, what did you go into the army for? Did you just go, right, give us a gun?
I didn't actually know what I wanted to do in the army. I think like a medic sounded good. I can't remember what they're called, like a battlefield medic type thing. That always appealed to me, but however... When you do, because you've got to do like maths and English tests for them to determine what you can and can't do. Basically, everything I wanted to do, they were like, no, you're too dumb. Here's a list of what you can do. RLC, there you go. And I was like, okay. So I was too sick to do anything that I actually wanted to do. So I ended up in the Royal Logistics. I did work in a medical squadron. So when I did go out to Afghan, I was working alongside the hospitals out there. Which was good. And it was just before I left, I was in the middle of transferring to REME, so the mechanical engineers. But then I got medically discharged, so that was the end.
What did you get medically discharged for?
Rage and mental health, and I've got loads of slip discs in my back, so I was no good.
Oh, you want to speak to our head of sales then, Adam? If you're watching this, Adam's got 2 slip discs at the minute and he's in agony.
Oh, it's honestly, I didn't think I would ever get any better. I thought I would always just suffer, but I find like training a lot. As soon as I stop training, that's when it'll get bad.
Oh, really?
So the more I move, the better it is.
Which is so weird, isn't it, really?
It is really weird.
It's doing the right exercise, though, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just knowing what you have to do.
And equally what you can't do as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on now.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that where you got your HGV then? Would it have been in the
army?
Yeah. So did that sort of, have you always wanted to do or sort of have your own truck? Was that
no,
sort of step back?
I had zero interest in trucks. Wasn't interested.
When she left the army, she didn't know what to do. And at the time, I was working as a HGV driver full time. And you was thinking of all sorts of different options, weren't you?
I was going to be a tree surgeon.
Let's be a tree surgeon. You thought about doing like
car learner driver person.
Who told you couldn't be a tree surgeon?
Well, I went to a careers fair and there were these 2 big buff guys on this tree surgeon thing. I've always just wanted to do like male dominant jobs. Always been that type of person. And I go up to these 2 blokes and I have a look around, look at the leaflets and that. And I can't remember what I asked them, but the first question I asked them, they just looked at me as if to say like, you're at the wrong stand, love.
Oh. Yeah.
So I was like, maybe I'll give that one a miss. And then it was, I wanted to be a prison guard, but the shifts just the crazy shifts.
And I suggested to her, I was like, look, while you decide what you want to do, why don't you just come and do some HGV driving or work where I work? And at least then you can earn a decent wage while you think about it.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't want to be a lorry driver.
Yeah.
And then you started, and she started in the yard as a shunter, like just learning to drive, like back the trailers and stuff.
But their shunter was an actual lorry. They didn't have a proper shunter.
No, it was like an old DAF unit.
Yeah.
And the amount of days she used to come up to me in tears in the yard. I can't do this.
Oh, the frustration was real.
Like, because obviously she had a license, but
I'd never had no experience.
Never driven one, you know.
Sure, right, yeah.
So trying to back a fucking trailer in between another two trailers, I would literally get out, stomp my feet, start crying. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
I literally had to say to her, look, there's no reason why you can't do this. I was like, you've got 2 arms, 2 legs, like every man in this yard. I was like, you can do it. And then eventually she cracked it. And honestly, she's actually really good at reversing trailers now.
I'm better than you now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We used to have loads of competitions in the yard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He'd be the one shunting, I'd be the one straight in.
Yeah, but when the pressure's on, you always...
I know.
I think then you'll probably then turn into a bit of a perfectionist. Like, I've got to get it bang on.
I had to be a perfectionist anyway, because before I left to go on my own, I was the driver trainer and assessor for our company. So like I always felt like the spotlight was on me because I had to do everything properly, because I feel like if I didn't do something properly once, everyone would be like, well, he's done it like that. Yeah. We'll do it like that. Yeah. So I always had to like
set the example if you
like. It was tiring, to be honest. Like you think, oh God.
Yeah.
You weren't allowed to take me for my driving assessment, were you?
No, they had to get another driver assessor.
I get it.
Sort of conflict of interest.
Yeah, I get that.
She's brilliant. Yeah. She did everything.
You need to employ her. Yeah.
We had a little incident with a small child on a No, nice one.
I mean, I did have a couple of little incidents, but
yeah.
Right, you learn from them, don't
you? You do, don't you?
Yeah, that's it.
What was it like when you were told you were going to be in Afghanistan as well?
I was so excited. Like,
Really?
there wasn't an inch of worry, nothing.
No.
I knew I always wanted to do that. So as soon as I got like the dates, I was like, right, Mum, I'm off. We called it the land of sand dancers.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm off to Afghan.
Yeah.
Obviously she was in bits. But honestly, I would describe, because we were only in Camp Bastion, we didn't leave.
Right.
As mad as it sounds, it was like a holiday.
Yeah.
But obviously you're working 7 days a week.
Yeah.
I mean, I had bad times there, don't get me wrong. Try and put them at the back of my mind. But I really enjoyed it. I would go back again any day.
Yeah.
It makes you stronger, I think, as a person, doesn't it, as well, having sort of seen these things, done these things.
My mum always used to laugh at me because we used to have these little cards where you could ring home at certain times. And all I ever used to ring out and say, I was like, Mum, can you send me some more tan out? Like some more tan and wipes. And she's like, are you actually joking? I was like, tan and sweets, that's all I need. And she used to send me out like these little goodie bags with all my tan and wipes in.
That's nice. Yeah.
She was like, you're in Afghan, why do you need tan and wipes? I was like, I need to be brown.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it makes you feel more comfortable as well, I suppose. Yeah.
So of all the things you can ask for, tan and wipes.
Yeah. So you come out of the army, obviously met Ben, and then obviously the trucking was essentially you. The inspirations come from you then.
Well,
obviously,
I met you when I was in the army.
Yeah. Okay, you're still in the army.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she came and did HGV driving, managed to learn how to drive them. Then she got out on the road, and honestly, it was like she absolutely lived it.
Freedom hit.
Yeah.
Like,
and then she realised what it was all about, and she was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then you started to see like a few other girls online that were like,
I was like, there's another female driver.
Yeah.
No, I mean like on Instagram and stuff. You start to follow a few like girls that are HGV drivers on Instagram, and then you was like, I'm going to vlog my job on Instagram.
I think at the start I didn't realise how big the trucking industry was, especially on like social media as well. Had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember you posted just like at the beginning, like there was no talks of OnlyFans or anything like that. It was literally just you posted a selfie in the truck and it just got thousands and thousands of likes.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Didn't it? It just
Can't remember.
Yeah.
it was just like crazy. And
all the truckers have just gone, oh, there's a blonde girl in a truck.
Yeah,
She's actually a truck driver. Yeah.
And then your socials grew from there, and then it's just snowballed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think the trucking's what helped, like the social media build.
Yeah.
And then obviously when we did start OF, I had the good fan base there already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that conversation like? We should do this.
It was.
Well, actually, there's a girl from America that I always spoke to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Big Rig Barbie.
Yeah, seen her. Yeah.
So we used to speak a lot, and she had started on a platform called True Fans.
Mm-hmm.
And she kept asking me, she was like, oh, why don't you do it? And I was just like, that is not a bit of me. I am not getting my kit off. I am not doing lingerie, nothing.
No.
That's not me. I'm not about that.
Yeah.
And then she came back 3 months later, asked me again. I said, oh, tell me about it. Is it worth it? What do you make?
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I've done $30,000 in like 2 months. And I was like,
Talk to me.
sign me up. Talk to me. I'm willing to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started on True Fans and I was making good money from the beginning. And that was just lingerie. And I was like, right, I don't need to do any more because I'm making enough just doing this. But then you do start getting greedy.
Yeah.
People are like...
You get greedy and you also get very comfortable with it. Like things that you wouldn't have done before. You see other people doing it and because you're around it, you sort of get desensitized to it all and it just becomes normal.
Definitely.
Like the things that we do now obviously would shock most people. Like people just don't understand it. But to us, it's literally just like you going to work for the day.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing else to it. It's just...
It's funny because he obviously does the fake truck now.
Yeah.
I'll just go into town with friends and have a coffee and they're all telling me what everyone's up to. They're like, oh, what's Ben up to? I'm like, oh, he's just having a threesome in the lorry today.
He's got 2 birds in the lorry.
I'm like, it's going to be really hot today.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, Ben. I'm sure it is.
Horrible. Horrible job.
And it was on that hottest day last week. I was like, it's going to be really hot. It's 30 degrees.
Oh, it was. Terrible choice of day for that.
I feel sorry for you.
Honestly.
I'm sure you were complaining at the time.
But I say it as so openly and to be friends.
I think
and they're just like
how desensitized you've become.
Yeah, I think we forget of how other people feel about it or see it.
Yeah.
You know, because we just see it how we see it. But yeah.
It is becoming like a bit of a phenomenon though, isn't it really? Like I don't want to say everyone's doing it, but it is starting to become, I wouldn't say it's normalized because you still get those people like,
I think the thing is like everyone is struggling with money at the minute with everything going up. And a lot of these people have realised how much they can make doing this sort of job and the freedom that comes with it.
Yeah.
So I think that's why a lot of people are jumping into it. They're like, why should we work 12 hours a day to line someone else's pocket when we could be doing this for ourselves?
Yeah. Fair enough. And if you've got the bottle to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had this conversation with friends that have got their own businesses about whether OnlyFans is like a legitimate business or not. And I honestly can't think of another business, if you can call it that, that would provide that amount of profit and require that little time and resources. Like you could literally just do it for Nicolles. Like most companies that make the amount of money that we make have to have premises, staff,
massive
huge overheads. And like it's just literally all profit. It's scary, really.
And you know, it's funny when people, because we get a lot of comments that say, oh, get a proper job. Until I started this, I've never had to deal with taxes and invoices and all this stuff that I had no idea about. And I'm like, it's actually harder than a normal job because you have to do it all yourself.
Yeah, you're running your own business.
Yeah.
It's funny really, isn't it? Because you just said that we had Trucker Tim on yesterday. And you know, he obviously doesn't do OnlyFans, but even he get a proper job. Do you know
people hate on him so much, and I'm just like,
we've met him a few times. We're obviously in very different. Obviously, we do the YouTube, but I mean, he's on another level with YouTube, obviously. But you know, he's doing what he's got to do, and the guy is very good at what he does. You know, you can't take that away from him. And people say, oh, he's not a proper lorry driver. Well, he was.
Yeah, exactly.
He 100% was. Just like people see me now and they just think, oh, you're just a porn star.
Yeah.
Well, probably now, but for like 8 years before that, I was working like long hours every day as a HGV driver, just like yourself. So
people are going to see the fake truck.
They just see now.
Fake.
Yeah. They don't see what I've done before.
Yeah.
You know.
No.
What you've had to do to get where you are. As well. Yeah. So did the truck come, have you had a truck previous to the one you've got now?
No.
So
that's the first one.
Still got the same one.
Yeah.
So we decided to buy that. It was quite a big decision, really. Obviously, it weren't a mega expensive truck, but for us at the time, we were like, it was a bit of a risk. We got the O license, everything like that, did everything properly. So we've got, a proper haulage business set up.
Yeah.
We don't often use it for haulage. That's going to change in the future. I've just bought a low loader.
Yeah.
So we will be doing a bit more haulage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So
it's more content, isn't it?
It's more content, and also, we both love trucking. Like, as much as we love what we do now, we both really enjoy.
Yeah, it's one of them things. We don't want to have to let go of trucking to
it's
do
a hobby,
this.
in a way.
Yeah, it kind of is a hobby at the minute.
The only fact that side of things actually is the business, and the trucking is the hobby.
Yeah.
But it's all stemmed from the trucking, which initially was your source of income. So yeah. Is there plans like with Shannon? Obviously, very much so. She wants to set up her own haulage business, doesn't she? And she wants to have several trucks out on the road. Is that a similar plan for you guys?
In the beginning, I wanted to. When I first got my O license, I thought, I want to.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is very different. Like, it isn't as glamorous.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of stress. You've had David on talking about the exact same thing. To earn a lot of money from haulage, you've got to have a lot of trucks to spread your risk.
Yeah.
Like, having one truck
Yeah.
is a massive liability, really.
Yeah.
If you was just an owner operator.
So why put yourself through it?
Exactly. You probably, rather than having one truck, you'd be probably better off just working with somebody else.
Yeah, like what David said,
It genuinely is that much of a risk.
I think that's where we are quite lucky with it, because if we didn't have the OnlyFans, there's not a chance we'd be able to keep up with that one lorry, because we're 4 months in.
Well, at the beginning, when we first got it, we had 3 months warranty with Scania.
And there was 20 odd grand spent on it.
Wow.
Yeah. Which in the beginning, like when I first took that truck on, I thought, well, 3 months warranty, that's brilliant. Yeah. That's 3 months. We haven't got to worry about paying for repairs.
Yeah.
But what you don't take into account is the amount of time it can spend off the road and not earning money.
Yeah.
So like in that 3 months, I'd say 2 months it was off the road.
Yeah.
So if we were just owner operators, that's 2 months with no money. Yeah. Even though they're paying for the repairs, that's no money.
Still not earning, is it?
Still not earning.
Yeah.
And it's like some companies, they won't pay you for 3-4 months either. So that's you've got to find all that diesel for that amount of months before you start
getting the money back.
We had a similar conversation with Sandy, didn't we, as well?
Yeah.
It's in the same thing where it's a hell of a lot of money for maintenance, fuel, tax, all this sort of thing.
And everybody wants to pay you on 90 days.
Yeah. Well, plus the rest sometimes.
Yeah.
Or not. We spoke to a few people and I read up a few articles before I set up saying how much money do you need to set up as an owner operator of one lorry. A lot of people said around 60,000. I'd genuinely say now to anyone looking to do it, I'd say you need more.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds crazy, but you eat into so much money, especially unless you're buying a brand new truck.
Yeah.
And you've got
R&M.
Yeah. It's such a risk. There's so much money involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're finding the jobs we have done, some companies, they're just so hard to get to pay you.
Yeah.
I've spoken to somebody about it recently, and a lot of companies won't pay invoices until they get a final demand notice.
Yeah. Shocking, isn't it?
Which is naughty, but
Yeah.
a lot of them are ran like that.
Yeah. Or taking it right up to the point where they have to pay it because that's on the credit terms or the terms of the work, and then they dispute it.
Yeah.
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 Because they just keep it in their bank making interest.
And 100%. They're making you sort of desperate for that money, and they're hoping to get you into a position. I'm not saying everybody does that. I'm just saying there's a few out there that will hope to get you in a position where you just need paying So then they can turn and go, well, actually, I'm disputing that amount. I think it should be this amount. And they're hoping that, okay.
They might pay 80% of it or something,
Shocking, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't blame
So I think going forward, having learnt that lesson as well, you know, any haulage that we do is unless it's for someone that I know, is going to have to be paid up front.
Yeah.
I know that's not how most hauliers work at all, but take it or leave it, you know, because it's
I mean, we've got that flexibility to do that.
You can.
Yeah. And I've done a few jobs. I subbed a few jobs out to Sean Thompson.
Yeah.
Them caravans. And I got paid up front for that, you know, because I didn't know the guy. I said, you're going to have to pay up front. And I got Sean to do it, which is, you know, it was fine.
Yeah. That's what you want. So you started, started getting the truck in. We got into OnlyFans. Where did the idea of fake trucks? Because obviously, I presume your OnlyFans came. Well, it did, didn't it? Came before fake truck.
Yeah, Nicolles did. Yeah. So first, it was Nicole's OnlyFans, which we both, you know, assisted with towards the end. Towards the end of last year.
It took me a good year to even get you interested in doing OnlyFans. It was like, I'm not doing it.
No.
Yeah, I was so against it. Would you believe? I did not want to do it.
No.
Okay.
But then, like I said earlier,
so please let me just do this. Let me just film this. Just a funny little thing. Just enticing you in.
But then at the end of last year, we had the truck, obviously, and I just thought, I just had an idea. I was like, fake truck, and I spoke to you about it. And you was like, I said, look, it would obviously involve filming with lots, because with this type of page, it can't just be me and Nicolle every time.
Yeah.
Like the idea.
Yeah. Fake taxi.
Like fake taxi. It's got to be new girls all the time.
Because I think up until that, we didn't work separately.
No.
We did like on one occasion, but we didn't work separately. So it was quite a big thing.
Yeah. And it's a conversation. We had a serious conversation about it.
Yeah.
You was all for it. I said, look, even if we'd start doing it and you feel like you don't like it anymore,
you don't have to do it.
I mean, we've got that trust between us and we can open up. And if I felt a certain way about it, I'd just say like, I'm not really, like you'd stop doing what you were doing because our relationship comes first.
Absolutely. I was going to say it requires a lot of trust.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It does.
That's good.
And I think both of us being in this industry, we both know what it's like to go and work with somebody in this industry. Like, it's not like people think. There's nothing seedy. There's nothing flirty about it. You literally just turn up, you talk about what you're going to get done, you get it done, and then you say bye.
Call it a day, like you would with work.
It's actually so unglamorous, isn't it?
Yeah. Quite like a bit more like transactional, a bit like,
It's literally like,
you both get the content that you want, and then
it's all stop start, changing camera angles and things, and it's not really that fun.
Quite awkward. I can imagine at first as well, it's quite awkward.
Yeah, the first few times you meet someone new to film, it is definitely awkward.
Yeah.
But you just get used to it.
Yeah. Again, become desensitized to it.
Yeah. Now, literally, I drive to like the shoots, and I just feel like I'm like I was when I was working before, like driving to a delivery.
Yeah.
I literally feel like that. I don't feel any sort
He's
of
just
way
going
about
to
it.
deliver his load instead.
I knew that was coming. I knew that.
Yeah, I know.
Fun.
Sorry, had to be said.
As we said,
What's the opinions of family and friends when you first started as well? What are they like? Or what were they like?
They're really supportive.
Yeah, I mean,
have been.
I don't live near mine, but they've always been supportive. I mean,
that's good.
My mum doesn't really like to know exactly what we're doing. She knows what we do, and she's always like asking how it's going and stuff like that. My dad, I was surprised at. He's ringing me all the time, asking me like, "Is that what you've been up to?" Like he literally wants details, and I'm like,
I can't give you that.
Like, he's actually really funny, my dad. But he is so supportive.
I think in the beginning he didn't realise, and he started.
No, he started sharing my link on Facebook, and I'm like,
"Oh, bless him!
Don't take it off."
It's one thing people knowing, but promoting.
Support my girl. So like,
thanks for the support, Dad, but no thanks.
Cheers, Dad. I've got some of your friends on now. Thanks.
Thanks for that.
He didn't know, and I was just like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
my dad shared it.
Quite innocent thing to do, I guess, but oh no.
Oh my god, that is absolutely brilliant.
That's brilliant.
Where are you from then?
I'm from Stamford.
Yeah.
near Peterborough.
Yeah.
So.
And so when did you move down from Sunderland then?
Oh, well, ever since I joined the army at 16, I've never lived back. I've never lived up there since. So I've just been moving around the country. But when I met Ben, I was based at Cottesmore.
Yeah.
7 Reg.
Yeah.
So that's where we met. And then obviously coming out of the army, because I got medically discharged, I got a payout, which meant we could just go and buy a house.
Yeah.
And we just decided to stay in that area because I thought I've lived away from my family all this time. I don't really need to go back up there. And I absolutely loved Stamford and the surrounding areas. It's just so mad, the difference.
Yeah.
And I just know I didn't want to live back in Sunderland.
Yeah.
I was like, let's just buy a house here. We'll stay here.
We go back up and visit like your family, and it's totally different up there.
Yeah.
Like the
It's
difference
just so
is crazy.
rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you get used to these places, don't you?
Yeah.
You can tell even just by looking at people and how they dress. It's very different.
Yeah.
They're all chavs up there. Everyone's prim and proper, like the further down you get.
Yeah. Especially Stamford.
Stamford,
Yeah. Different world. You got the new pickup as well?
Yeah.
Yellow pickup.
Oh, we love that.
That's good. That's smart.
Yeah, it's awesome. That
Yeah.
is.
And a yellow as well.
I know.
Do you know what? Like we had no intentions of buying one, but you sent me a link to this. What was it called?
RVS pickups.
Yeah.
in Ramsey.
RVS pickups.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they basically buy them brand new, and then they spec them all out with all the body kit and wheels and make them look fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we went to have a look one day.
Oh, a look.
Just
Yeah.
just for pure pleasure.
Yeah.
And as soon as we walked into the showroom, that one was in there, and I went, I want that.
Yeah.
I want that one. I'm not bothered about looking at any more. I want that one.
Expensive look around,
So you went and done a test drive of one of them. Come back, and we were just like, yeah, we'll have it.
I bought it. Yeah.
I mean, I had a clapped out Nissan Navara before that.
you?
I've still got it actually,
Yeah.
so it's for sale if anyone wants to buy it.
Nissan Navara.
Oh, no, you're going to keep it for the off-road and
I
things.
think I tried to sell it on Facebook, and honestly, Marketplace.
It's full of scams, isn't it?
It's a minefield out there. Yeah.
Like, I have to work abroad,
Is this
but I'll
still
send a DPD driver to your door.
Yeah. Good one.
Yeah. Good
Is this still available? Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
It's so
you
difficult.
don't want it then.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. What's the point asking? Yeah, I know.
But like you're funny with the replies, because if it is someone genuine, obviously say you put it up for like what 2,400 quid, and someone say, oh, I'll give you 1,800 quid, but I'll give it cash.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I said, what's better about cash? I said, I'd rather have a bank transfer.
Yeah,
and
it's
they're
easier.
like, oh,
But
I don't
then-
know.
you're just the type of person, you're like, oh, I'd rather just fucking burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally thought about doing some
Like a
stupid
burnout video.
Yeah, YouTube
Why don't you just
video.
put some like mad off-road tyres on it, strip all the other stuff out of it, and use it as like a mental
well, that's what I'm
off-roader.
starting to think.
Well, we're going to do that. We've mentioned with Shannon the other day, because they've got their...
They've got the Hilux.
yeah, they've got their Hilux.
Did you go to Modbillies? Did you? Or?
No,
No, and I'm
glad I
so
didn't.
glad.
I'm so glad I didn't go. Because before they were like, "Oh, bring your motocross bike," and I'm like,
Oh, could you imagine?
honestly, it's just, it's just no.
I saw the
No.
footage and thought, yeah, that looks.
Like I've ridden muddy tracks on my motocross bike, and it is not fun.
No.
Like, and that mud was just another level.
Yeah.
Like that is unrideable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chaos.
yeah.
Like the Premier Inns and stuff, like all the hotels.
Oh, I bet they were caged.
Oh, I would have
Were
been
they?
fuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the floors, everything. Like, that's it, ruined.
Oh my God.
There was I said the same to Sandy. There was a video of all of them just sat in the back of that Luton van, just thinking that I think just questioning their
Just
life
questioning
decisions.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be me. I'd have gone home. I think.
Do you know what? I was just going to say, even if we did go, he'd take one look at it and say, I'm going home.
Yeah.
We would have literally just gone home.
Yeah, I know. I think a lot of people would have.
Yeah. What made you decide on a Scania as well then? So is it always Scania
I've
V8?
always wanted a Scania.
I mean, I
V8.
like Scanias,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. But you said if we ever buy a truck,
If
it's got
we-
to be a Scania V8.
Yeah. I think because I've always wanted one, and it was like a dream that I thought would never come true. I'd never have my own lorry. So I thought if the first one had to be Scania V8. But then if we get a second one, I'd be quite happy to get a Volvo.
I've never actually. Volvo is one truck I've never driven. I'll tell you what truck I have driven that I really like. If I was like out all week, the XG Plus is
The
like
new DAF, yeah.
it's just luxury.
Yeah.
And it's more like a Scania to drive than the old DAFs.
Oh, really?
Because I had one on demo before I left my old place. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really impressed with it.
Yeah.
Apart from the camera mirrors, aren't really.
Yeah.
They're a bit. Everyone I go to, they're a bit hit. But some people, you either get people really love them or people really hate them. There's no in between.
I've always been scared to drive the camera mirrors. Like when I was doing agency work for brakes, they had lorries with normal mirrors and the trucks with the camera mirrors. And if I ever got put in one with the cameras, I'd refuse to drive it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Apparently, they pan round, don't they? They move with the trailer.
When you back up, and usually in normal mirrors, you'd lose sight of the back end, but it'll follow it round.
See, that's quite useful.
That is useful, yeah.
But then I get people sort of say when it rains as well, it sort of impairs the vision a little bit.
Well, I got to one place once with it, and I went to turn the truck on, and then the cameras just come at no signal.
Great.
And I was like, I rang the workshop. I was like, I can't go anywhere. I was like, the mirrors are not working.
The mirrors don't work.
That's one thing. It's a downside.
Yeah, you can't revert back to. We'll just use the mirror because they're all on.
Yeah. So you just got to sit there.
Yeah. But it's funny. The mirrors are an option.
Yeah.
You can buy the mirrors as well in case that happens. But they're like,
I think it was a stupid idea.
What, and have both?
Yeah. Apparently so. You can like £300-400 extra. Yeah. So
just
the
in
things
case
that they used to come with is
What
now
a
an option.
waste
If you
of
want
an invention.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. But you've had some work done to your scanner, haven't you? You've had some bits
lot,
done.
yeah.
Was it sort of all right when you bought it?
It was all right, but it was tired. You know, a lot of the paint on the front was chipped.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
It was all like sun damaged, wasn't it? It'd gone.
yeah.
Hey,
Really,
really? Where was this truck?
It's Northern Ireland.
It like faded a little bit, and it was. So we've had all the front end resprayed, all the wing tops, obviously, like rear battery cover, rear air tank cover. Sorry, obviously the beefy flap and all.
Yeah.
Looks really smart.
We're getting there with it.
Oh, and the stickers that everyone has a go at us saying, "Oh, you've copied Trucker Towns." Like, yeah, we did, and
Because they look good.
The story behind that was we got that truck a week before we went to Newark.
Yeah.
And it was just so plain. And I just went to the local place that do like all graphics and stuff. And I said, I saw Tim's. I was like, right, just stick them on.
Yeah.
And then just to break it up a bit, because it was just like one lump of orange.
it was just like a shell, wasn't it?
Yeah. It just needed something.
Yeah.
And since then, I mean, I think we'd like to get something painted on it eventually.
Yeah.
Maybe the V8 logo or something.
Have you, inside Shannon's truck is mad as well,
Oh
isn't it?
my
We saw
God,
it
it's
at Nate's open
stunning.
day.
Yeah.
Sound
Absolutely
system
love
as well,
it.
it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mad.
I love it. I'd love to get ours done, but I am so tight, and I'm like, I'd rather not chuck 15-20 grand at an interior.
How much they cost.
It's it's dead money.
Yeah.
I'm all about like investing.
Yeah. It does
We
look.
bought a trailer.
It does look the tits.
The trailer was 30 grand plus that.
Yeah.
You know, and you think,
Plus
the interior,
the paint job, and
you know.
you're going to need new wheels, everything.
Yeah.
It's everything else that comes with it.
And the new plate, which sort of fits quite well, doesn't it?
Yeah, the new plate, the Onlyfans plate.
That's good. That does.
Well, that came about because we got offered it ages
And
ago.
about the Onlyfans play or the
Yeah.
Yeah, we got offered it ages ago, and then
Oh, it was Shannon. Shannon offered it us.
Yeah, and we
said it
didn't
was
have
up for
anything
sale.
new enough for it.
Yeah.
So it was not 19 one.
Yeah.
And then
Of course, yeah, because you can't.
Yeah.
and then someone in one of the groups we're in said, "Oh, it's still for sale." And Nicolle was like, "We've got to have it." I was like,
Gotta be
"No,
done."
we don't," because it was like, I think it was about £1,000, wasn't it?
800 or something.
Yeah. And I was like, "We don't need it. And
I was like, we do. We need it.
we need it. She goes, "I'm going to buy it out my own money then." I was like, "Right, fine, just buy it then."
You mentioned the other one as well. Actually, I forgot. Yeah, the one on the truck as well. That's good, isn't it?
That's
But
the
it's
show play.
Just a show
Oh, is it
plate,
show
yeah.
plate? Okay.
Well, I actually found F4KEE,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that was 30 grand.
Yeah.
30 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's spending that.
F4KE doesn't exist, I don't think.
Wow.
And if it did, I reckon it'd be like 100 grand.
With double E is 30 grand, then
Wow.
I
Yeah.
can't imagine.
I mean, I don't know who's got that sort of money to spend on a play, but I ain't.
I don't know, but I'm just watching this, and that little thing there, that was amazing, that little truck.
Yeah.
a little K truck, is it?
I don't know what it was, but it was
Yeah.
great.
Isuzu, is it?
Yeah. I think they're from Japan.
That'd be
aren't
mine.
they? I think they're is it Japan, Ben?
It's a proper nippy little thing.
Yeah, I think they've got like this rule where I think they can only be under a litre, like so heavy. Apparently they don't pay any tax on them, do they? In Japan. So, That's it. Yeah, it's like
It's my new company car.
big craze. Yeah, that's it. The only thing we trusted with.
That's every time I have a little accident, that's never my fault. The joke is always, right, we're putting you in this next or whatever. Yeah, I've had some shocking. I'm just trying to look. There was one plate that I saw on like the most like meh car you could get, but their plate must have cost an absolute fortune. I can't remember what it was now, but I'll find it in a minute. But yeah, I'm not. Private plates for me are a bit like, yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
But some of them, like, I can't imagine the money
It's when
on
they
it.
have to explain what it actually says.
Yeah.
It's like,
But it's like
what's the
ours.
point?
yeah.
I mean, those who don't know what OnlyFans isn't going to know what it says. But for those that do,
If you know, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you couldn't get any closer to it.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
That's probably
really
good though. The people that don't know what it is, good.
Yeah.
The people that do know what it is, great.
I was quite surprised at a truck show. Right,
Yeah.
this young 10-year-old kid come up, and he was like, "Is this your truck?" I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "What's the plate say? Is that a private plate?" I was like, and I'm looking at his dad, like, and then the kid goes, "Oh, I know what it says." I was like, "Do you?
Are you sure?
He was like, "Yeah, it says Onlyfans, doesn't it?" I was like, "Yeah."
Can't lie to
And then
him.
his dad was like, "He's a smart lad." I was like, "Fair enough."
Are them not the same two kids that kept coming up to me?
Different.
Oh, there were these two kids. Like, there must have been like gypsy kids. Like, they must have been about 12, 13. They kept coming up to like me and Shannon going, "So you're going to give me a free subscription then?"
Oh.
And I'm like,
And then
I'm looking for their parents, and I'm like,
Their parents
where are your parents?
of course.
And then they're getting the phones out going, "I'd make a video here," and I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't deal." I'm like, this.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I suppose that's the flip side of it all, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm like, how do these kids even? Because it's not like we promote it there.
No.
Like,
No.
it's a family show at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we don't go and
People have-
promote OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I mean, Shannon's lorry says it all, but
Yeah.
you can't get away from that.
Yeah.
Someone commented on my TikTok the other day saying you shouldn't be taking that truck to truck shows.
Oh,
and
well,
blah, blah, blah.
Where there's kids.
Where there's
But
kids.
what,
And I'm
on
like,
that, what on that says what you do?
my argument
You know,
is, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But if you know, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I can't believe like where OnlyFans actually came from. I think it was Shannon that was telling us how OnlyFans actually came about, with it being like a platform for chefs.
yeah,
right, isn't it?
originally, yeah.
That
She's
is
so
mad.
funny. She reads
She does
deep
read
into
into stuff, yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
She will go in a little hole and research
Yeah.
every minor detail.
Yeah.
She knows everything.
That is mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's something on it recently where, not recently, some years ago, it sold for like well over a couple of billion of
Yeah.
pounds. Honestly, for the creator built it to a point, sold it, not thinking it's worth too much, and then literally sold recently for billions of pounds.
Yeah.
It was
God.
really,
the amount
really,
of money it generates
I
is
can
just
imagine.
insane.
it's bonkers.
Well, that's another thing. We was having a conversation with Shannon yesterday. 'Cause obviously she goes into this little wormhole, and she was like, "You do know there's only like 50 employers at OnlyFans, and the employers make."
Said most of the employees are on £1 million a
Yeah.
year.
There you
Wow.
go. Yeah. Yeah.
Fair play. Why not?
Absolutely.
No, she said £1 million a month or something,
Yeah.
and then the owner, he's on like 50 million a month.
There you go. There you go.
And
yeah.
I'm like, wow,
Can I have a job?
that's insane.
It's literally just it's crazy, and it's money for nothing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fair play. You know,
Yeah.
if you got to play the cards you're given, and they've played their cards. Do you know what I mean?
I always look at like the top earners on OnlyFans, like the top 10,
Yeah.
and some of them are like earning like £500,000 a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some are earning over £1 million a month.
Yeah.
you know.
But like the mega famous porn stars and stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Like a Riley
celebrities,
Reid,
innit?
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, do you know, I told these yesterday. I'm jumping on it. I don't know.
I'm going to say, you get what you
Well,
say.
the names, don't you?
My
research.
That's all it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for preparation of today.
Of course,
if
yeah,
if I
you had
didn't
to do
know.
market
My missus
research.
yesterday, she dropped something in like a group chat going, if you had to choose an opposite sex name, what would you choose? And they're all her family are putting stuff in there. And I won't tell you why, because it'd be a bit funny why. But I just put in there Mia Khalifa.
Mia
I just put Mia
Khalifa.
Khalifa. And it's putting who's that? And I just put Google it. Just make sure safe search is on.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I suppose talk about the flip side of what you do. How do you deal with negative comments?
We thrive off them.
Yeah.
I don't get many anymore since I've been doing like really stupid replies to them. I get less and less.
I've seen those on TikTok where you sort of captured or the comments there and you reply to. I think that's a really clever way of doing it, to be fair.
But I need more. So if anyone's watching this, just come on, leave me some hate. Let's have it. You know, bring it on.
Yeah. You can't argue with stupid people, so just take the piss out of them.
You really, and do you know what? They are stupid.
Yeah.
Especially TikTok. Like that one video that's going viral at the minute. So obviously we'd gone to an Airbnb with all the guys we met in Auburn House. Obviously had a big orgy. And we did a TikTok where we all walked out looking really sad, like, it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Everyone commenting on it, like they're saying, each one of them symbolises an STD walking out that house. And they're so thick. I'm like, in this industry, do you think we're going to be that... we all get tested. We're cleaner than you because you probably never test.
Yeah.
If you ask the average person when was the last time they got tested, they're probably like...
never.
Probably never.
Yeah,
it's true.
And they're the ones pointing the finger at us.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, they're absolutely
They're
right.
just...
I mean, they probably don't need to get tested because they're not getting any.
They're not in orgies at B&B.
Yeah, they're not getting any.
And again,
they're getting nothing.
it's probably massive jealousy as well. Yeah, with some people, that's what they do. They I think the first defense mechanism is basically
and do you know what? It's always like the comments based on looks and weight as well.
Yeah.
right.
So, like, I know I'm not amazing. Like, I don't claim to be. I'm just happy doing what I do. But you get the people that comment on it.
Hate that.
And they're like, oh, you're only a 3. And I'll click on their profile and it's some fucking fat, bald, bearded scruff. Yeah. It makes me laugh. And I'm like...
People in glass houses.
I know.
If I'm a 3, what are you?
I know. But that is the
I'll
problem.
take a 3. I'm not bothered. But just be careful when you look like that.
It's a toxic place. I don't even know. Even the comments on ours, we did one with Pete White recently and he said something about the drivers of today or whatever. And
that was great.
Yeah, the comments on there, I was like, there's like up to 400. And I was like, I'm not going to read
See,
those.
I watched that.
Yeah.
So what did he say? Drivers of today about them not being able to change bulbs.
Basically, or not willing to.
Not willing to. I actually had an opinion on that.
Yeah.
I thought it is more to do with companies now and health and safety and having to cover their own arse.
Regulations.
Because if a company says to you, just change that bulb and you injure yourself, then they're in the shit. So it has to be a competent person to carry out repairs. Like, yes, years ago, drivers probably would have changed their own tyres. But now, if you said to a driver, change a wheel, and he got ran over because he was doing it, right next to a live lane of traffic or something, you've got a massive lawsuit on your hands. So they have to cover their arse.
Yeah.
Or
so I
gets
think it's
down the
less
road and
about
the wheel falls off.
Willingness. Less about willingness.
I think
and
it's
more
less about willingness. I think obviously a lot of drivers these days aren't what they used to be. Don't get me wrong, but I think there's no option for drivers to do that anymore because
it's health and safety is up there now compared to what it ever used to be.
The competence has sort of been taken away from them in a way because, you're not trained to, you're not shown to, you're not expected to, so why would you?
It's like where I used to work. Everything was idiot proof.
Yeah.
We had to do a toolbox talk on absolutely everything, and you had to get them to sign to say that they've received the toolbox talk on that.
Yeah.
So that if they went and did that, the company go, well, we told you not to do that.
Yeah.
Like with absolutely everything, climbing on the back of the trailer, had to fill out a risk assessment. Everything had to be signed off every year.
Yeah.
They even had to watch us climb into the cab to make sure we're using, or climb onto the back of the trailer. They had to see us to then sign this thing off. So then if we ever had an accident, they're like, well, I actually watched you do that correctly that time. So you know how to do it.
Yeah. That's it. And if you do something, well, it's your own fault.
Yeah.
It's like teaching you to
it's all
suck
about
eggs.
arse covering.
Yeah. I got a load of stuff out of a truck recently and I don't know why, but I just couldn't be bothered to get some stuff, come down and then just pop back up again and get the rest of it. So I just went out front first with a load of stuff in my arms and I just thought I'd just be able to balance them. And I just went like face first, trying to protect all this stuff that I had in my hands. Yeah, and literally I was in this workshop and they were all looking at me going, whoa, are you all right, mate? You all right? And I was winded because my arms, everything's gone into my stomach and I've just
This is the man that exits a truck facing forward.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my
So,
God.
I am like health and safety worst nightmare. I'm shocking for it. I am absolutely shocking.
It's
I
quite
love
funny
that.
because loads of the girls that I work with, they've never been in a truck before,
Yeah.
and they all try and climb out facing away from the truck every time.
Don't do it.
See, I have done for years, and I still just decided this one time I couldn't be bothered, and I'm going to do
Just
it.
thought I'd try it.
Yeah.
How did that go for you?
Not very well.
Learn your lesson.
Yeah. I had like shiny like leather shoes on as well, so with like wooden soles. So I knew I'm gonna. I don't even know why I tried it. So yeah. Oh god, it hurt.
Yeah.
Gotta try these
Like
things.
elbow on concrete floor as well. Oh, it was an agony.
Oh.
Yeah, well, so I had some nasty bruises, but well. I know it's one of those moments where everybody's looking at you, so you suck it up. Yeah. Don't cry. Yeah, I'm fine.
Get up once.
Hilarious.
So, but yeah, so when you're in the army, then you obviously have no problem being in a male dominated industry or an environment or work or anything. But what was it like? Did you work with other girls in the army, or is it literally?
Yeah, there was loads of girls. There was obviously just more males to what there was females.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
You become like a big family.
Yeah.
But then it's mad because when you're in there, everyone, like, you have to live together. You are like a close-knit family. But then as soon as I left, you just lose touch with everyone. Like, you might still speak to like one or two people.
Yeah.
But you just totally lose touch with everyone.
It's because it's like a completely different world. Like, you are essentially going to Afghanistan, like, which couldn't be any more different than home life in the UK. Is it just because like you are taken out of your element, if you like, and put into a totally different one? So in a way, you're like a completely different person. So when you do come back, you don't have that connection with them anymore, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a weird one. I
think in the army, like, having
I think we all
seen
have
you,
like the same mindset in the army. Like, everyone's.
it's a big drinking culture.
Yeah.
I was a nightmare.
Really? Yeah.
You know,
I don't know why he's still with me,
Yeah.
but he is.
I don't know why either.
If you're listening, Nicolle has got the biggest water bottle ever.
It's not full of. It's not full of vodka. I'm not that person anymore.
But yeah, like the army is a massive drinking culture.
Yeah.
And I think the trouble is, while people are in the army, they get everything kind of like done for them, like housing, stuff like that, bills. They don't have to worry about that kind of thing. And then when people leave, they've got no real life skills. Do you know what I mean? Like, you left, you had no idea about mortgages or what, you know.
No, because everything's always taken out of your wage.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously we lived in like an army house, but before you get given your wage, the army take that money out for you, then pay you your wage. So I didn't have to deal with anything.
No.
Yeah, whatever's
housing wise,
you can sort of just
yeah.
spend,
So the money I got, that was just mine then.
Yeah.
But then I used to just piss it up the wall and go out partying all the time.
Yeah.
And obviously mental health with drink and on medication never goes well.
No.
Your car suffered a lost window, didn't it?
Got put through.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's how mad I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
No, bad times.
So you've come a long way since then.
I wasn't.
Like,
I'm so sensible now.
A different person
I'm great.
now.
Yeah. Would you or what advice would you give to any youngsters wanting to go in the army? Or
Do
any
it.
girls? Yeah.
Honestly, like in the army, as much as I always say the army isn't what it seems to be, like what they seem to make out, but in the army, you can get so many life skills. Like, you just have so many opportunities, experiences. You can pretty much do anything you want to do in the army for free, because it's like things like skydiving. You can go and join a skydiving team if you want.
Yeah.
You can go abroad skiing. You can go sailing abroad. Like, there is so many experiences to do within the army. It's not all just shooting and all the grim stuff.
Yeah.
It's like you was on the boxing team, and like for literally
I was just a
so many
tracksuit
months,
soldier.
so many months a year, she just trained boxing every day, all day. That was her job.
I think it was like,
Do you like boxing?
love boxing.
I do as well. It's my favourite sport at the minute. I'd sort of like flip between a few different sports, obviously, or football or whatever, but boxing for me. last few years. I love it.
See, like, it was ever since phase 1 training. So this little 16-year-old me.
Yeah.
So in phase 1, that's where we got to train for boxing, and then they'd pick a certain amount of people to join the team. So I got picked for the team, and then I just carried that career on throughout my whole army career. But then there was one fight that I'd lost, and it took a lot for me to go back and want to fight again. Like, I'd proper lost the confidence after that.
Yeah.
And it's because you've got so many, there's so many people watching you that have all bet on who's going to win, and like, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But after that loss, I did go back to train, and I was always training, but every time they were like, oh, do you want to fight such and such? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But then I did agree to a fight, done the whole 15 weeks training, whatever it was, 3 times a day, every day. It was brutal. I think I had to lose about 5 kilograms.
Oh,
did it all. The night before fight night, this girl dropped out.
Oh.
She was scared, obviously.
Yeah,
that's it.
But I was furious.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I've literally done all the training for it, and you drop
nothing.
out the night
that
before.
was your chance, really, to sort of...
Oh my God. So I was like, I'm not boxing ever again. I'm not doing it.
No. Who's your favourite boxer?
Do you know what? I don't even watch boxing.
No.
Like,
just
no,
like,
I don't.
you just like...
I like watching like the big
training,
fights.
don't you?
Yeah.
But
You
it's
like
the
boxing
training
training.
side, like me doing it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. But I'm not really a big watcher of boxing.
No. See, I'm the complete opposite. I'd be absolutely useless, obviously, looking at this, you can probably tell, but I love watching it. Oh, yeah.
Like, I like watching the big fights. Like, I sit and watch
Anthony
the telly, and
Joshua
I'm like, I'm ducking and diving. I'm like,
Yeah. Throw a jab! Throw a jab! Yeah.
Go on, you do it.
I just get into it, and I'm like,
No, fair enough. What have you got plans, projects coming up then?
So obviously low loader's coming soon. Just having that painted at the moment, so that'll probably, I mean, we've been really slow on the YouTube content lately because we've not really had any like trucking stuff to film. So that'll be the next YouTube video, probably going to collect that.
Yeah.
no, we're off to Ireland
Oh, we're off to Ireland.
Nice.
in a couple of weeks
Yeah.
to so Sammy, the YouTube with Sammy from Lucky Days, so we're going back over to work with them at Full of the Pipe Truck Show.
Oh, nice.
So we're going there, that'll be the 12th of next month.
Yeah.
It's literally a couple of weeks. So
Taking the
we'll
truck
probably
over
do, no, we're not taking the
No,
truck.
okay.
So they'll have a stand there.
Oh, okay.
I'd be quite scared. I'm quite iffy about taking our truck to Ireland because obviously it's quite religious
Yeah.
country. With, you know, some of them are quite religious, and
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
and
I always
what
fear
we
that we'll
do.
get burnt out alive
Even
in the
though
trucks.
we spoke to Sammy about it.
Yeah.
Sammy said, "Oh, you've got nothing to worry about. Everyone's fine," which most people probably are, to be
Yeah.
fair. But
Only takes one.
Safe than sorry. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like when we went to Lincoln Truckfest, like that was an eye opener for us because honestly,
people fuck about with your truck.
Yeah.
Like,
That would drive me mad. Yeah.
so apparently there was like people jumping on our catwalk while we was asleep, like early hours in the
That's
morning
not
and stuff.
Yeah.
And like you get some arseholes. So
Yeah.
me, like us and Shannon, we've decided like the next big truck show, we're actually going to get security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like
because you
night
can't
security.
sleep. Like at night, you could hear people like near the truck shouting stuff like, "Oh, only fun."
Well, they opened Shannon's door.
Yeah,
No.
And shouted, "Get your fanny out!"
Oh,
and
they're
then
joking.
finished
Oh,
one of Dane's shoes.
yeah.
Yeah.
What?
They pinched
They
Dane's
pinched Dane's
boot,
shoe, thinking it was Shannon's.
Oh.
drank a beer out of
Drank
it.
like there was a Snapchat.
Yeah, but I can imagine Dane just being like, yeah, joke's on you, pal.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Well, they saw them the next day, didn't they? And they were like, "Oh, Shannon, where's your other?"
It was my. He said it was my mate that drank a beer out of your boot, and she goes, "It weren't mine. It was Dane's."
Love it.
Brilliant.
Love it.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
Well, yeah,
was
you
great.
get people like
Yeah.
I know
opening
it's
your
a
doors.
laugh, but he had to go and buy a new pair of boots.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I
still
mean?
not
Like,
fun, is it? You know,
we can laugh about it, but at the end of the day, like
What are you
personal
doing?
just being a
property,
dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you'd never do that if we were there and awake.
Nah.
Like people just have a few
People
beers and they feel a bit brave.
Yeah.
And like while we're asleep, there's not a lot we can do about it. Like the second night, I slept on the bottom bunk and I was kind of like on edge and I was like ready to get up.
Yeah.
But
Always curtain twitching.
but then you don't sleep, and then the next day you're exhausted.
And you go to these places to have fun. You know, if you can't do that, it's sort of, what's the point, I guess? So having security.
Like truck shows are different now. Like when I used to go to truck shows, you know, before we started YouTube and stuff, and I was working for the old company, you know, you'd go there, have a laugh with your mates. No one would look at you any differently. But now, like, it's like, you know, obviously
it's a whole different ball
people
game
want
now.
pictures with Nicolle and stuff, which is great. You know, we appreciate everyone, but at the same time, it's nothing.
It's exhausting.
You've
Like,
lost your personal space now, and that is unfortunately what happens when you become so well known.
I think like me and Shannon, we weren't expecting that at Lincoln.
No,
like,
none of us were.
We thought like, we might get a couple of people want pictures and stuff, but it was literally non-stop. Couldn't go toilet, nothing. Even if you did go toilet, you're getting stopped all the way there and in the toilet. And I'm like, I was shattered. Like, I think I spent like the last 2 days with a migraine. I was like,
entertaining, talking to people, being polite and keeping a smile on your face.
And you want to, you know.
I appreciate it, obviously.
You can see why Tim has like certain times where he'll go and be there, and then other times he just can't be there because like he's on another level, obviously.
Oh God, massively.
I saw the queue.
There's queues.
Was it the last show? I can't remember which one it was, but there was literally a queue for him.
Yeah. It's
Angry
insane.
Dave's a bit like that as well. But the thing is, they're asking him to do stuff. Oh, drive me mad.
Yeah.
Do you know
do
what?
the daff. Do the
I know, I think he's getting a bit like...
Like, it was like truck bash. Lincoln as well. Like, every time we were stood talking to Dave, you'd just hear, daff, daff, constantly. And I'm like... Even I got sick of it. I was like, are you not fed up with that? And he was like, well, yeah, but I've got to, aren't I? And the people would bring him boxes of eggs and shit. And I'm like, this is a thing. Like, they're bringing you eggs.
He was telling us that's the first time you met Shannon, wasn't it? It was like actually got egg all over a truck or something.
Oh, yeah, she just cleaned it.
She'd just been cleaning it. And I don't know if he squeezed it or something and it went all over the window. And Shannon was just like,
cheers.
Thanks.
Yeah. I think for these kids who are coming up to yourselves and people like Dave, I think it's good insight because in years to come, there's one thing they'll want to do: probably drive trucks. You're sort of building a bit of a.
I think it's great that YouTube and trucking is a thing because, like you say, otherwise, probably not, like less and less people want to get into the industry as it is. So at least if people watch it, like, you know, kids watch it on YouTube and they get a feel for it and they want to do it, you know, I think that's great and it's what it needs because the average age of a HGV driver is like, I don't know what it is, like quite old. Isn't it?
Yeah. And it's getting older.
It's getting older as it goes. So
well, that's pretty much what I used before I started OnlyFans. Like, I used to use my social media to try and promote to other women
to do it,
like to do like truck driving, and I always used to want to go into like schools and have a chat and say like, look, you don't always have to go into hair and beauty. Like, do what you want.
Do you find you get many of those? Do you find many people request that of you or ask you to do stuff like that?
It was just something I thought would be good.
Yeah.
The thing is, before OnlyFans, like she had a fairly decent following, and you're getting more opportunities with sort of things,
sort of stuff.
Sort of stuff. Then brands wanting to work with you. Now, when you do OnlyFans, a lot of brands won't work with you, and obviously, do you think they would if you were a bloke? Do you think there's more negativity if you're a girl and the sponsorships don't want to deal with you? I don't know about sponsors, but there's definitely more negativity towards a female in the industry than there is a male. Of course there is. It's always guys will be like to me, "Oh, you've got the best job in the world, brilliant. It's fucking brilliant that you you get." But then I'll get. Why do you do that? I'm not a whore than that. Well, we did that TikTok, didn't we? Like, because I got some other than award ceremonies. But it's like I get called every name under the sun, but you done that TikTok, you were like, well, actually, because I've been out of work for about a year. I've really not done much. Chill.
Yeah, you're bigger slag than me.
Yeah. Number one whore. Got new girls every week. But like you say, it's more of a stigma for a female, and blokes will sit there and comment horrible things to her for doing what she does, and then you get loads of blokes comment on my stuff saying,
legend,
brilliant mate, legend, you know, like
they're just jealous because they can't get a girl like me.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm joking.
But yeah, that is the trouble.
You've got to be thick-skinned though, haven't you?
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, I've always been quite thick-skinned.
Yeah.
But that's why your replies, I think, is so good, because, you know, you're showing it doesn't affect you, you know.
No. I'd be lying if I said that comments have never got to us, because in the past they have.
Yeah.
The fat shaming ones have got to me before.
Yeah.
But I've learned how to
deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never, the problem is, like, no one's everybody's going to have a problem with you.
The thing is, I've found this doing Fake Truck. I've worked with a variety of different girls, all beautiful in their own way, but you always get negative comments.
Yeah.
No matter what they look like, whether they're stick thin.
It's just the trolls. Like, they'll find the one thing that's wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what they'll focus on.
So it doesn't matter what you look like.
Yeah.
They'll always have something to say.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That's just the way it works.
It is. It is. Yeah, exactly. You ever been, because I saw Shannon Dane, they covered some work for David, didn't they? They went down to Italy. Ever thought about doing some more European work, or?
I've only got a standard national licence, so I've not got an international licence. Obviously I could change that, but I've not really got any interest at the moment to do any international. No. I mean, we might change in the future.
I think I'd enjoy doing it.
Make it a little bit like a holiday. Drop it off and then just stay down there.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't do it by myself because I'd be too scared.
Yeah.
But it's the whole driving on the opposite side of the roads, and like that's what I get scared of.
Yeah,
it's the paperwork that puts me off.
Yeah. Oh, well, I saw the hassle that they had to go through to do theirs. You know, I think they went through Mont Blanc, and then there was an issue with a trailer number or something, and then it only takes something like that to completely ruin your day.
Yeah. And then it was like she was saying yesterday that one of the companies that she delivered to was saying that they didn't receive the load.
Oh, he's joking.
But she was like, well, it's on my YouTube. They definitely did.
Well, there you go. I got another reason to do it. Yeah, exactly.
At least everything's documented.
And to have the paperwork.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bonkers.
They're going to move abroad now, aren't they? Didn't you say, did they put something up, right, sorry, we're gonna look now or something?
I think they've got it in their head that one day I think they might want to do that.
I think the reality was they were down there for a week. They got back in, and exactly the same thing we said when we come back into the UK. The difference between just the road standard, the potholes and the state of the roads and stuff. Like the difference between here and there is just completely different. So what? I suppose why wouldn't?
No, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Everything's amazing.
Why wouldn't you want to live there? You know, why wouldn't you want to do it? So
That's the thing. It's like I've been to what we would call like third world countries, and I've been on the roads. And I'm thinking, this is better than back in the UK. It's better than
Holland have nice roads.
Yeah.
Everywhere in Holland is just so nice.
Yeah.
I remember just driving down, I was like, there's not a single pothole in sight, and it's just so clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've done any European truck shows, Assen or anything like that?
No. I'm just quite looking forward to going full of the pipe. I know we're not taking our truck, but I've always wanted to like experience that in Ireland, because I just think I love the Irish.
Yeah,
absolutely love. I don't know what it is. I just love them.
Again,
it's an amazing country.
The accent as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
if you're fitting Irish.
Sorry. It's the only thing that lets me down is my Irish accent.
You'll have to work on it. You'll have to go to, what is it, Conor McGregor's that like little pub over there, hasn't he? Is it the Forged Inn or something like that?
That's it. Is that in Dublin, is it?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Have to go over there. Where is the actual show in Ireland?
I'm not actually sure.
I think
it's like
Sammy said
cowboy country out in the sticks.
I think she's booked us in a hotel in somewhere called Nars.
Oh, okay.
No
idea.
Like NAAS.
Yeah.
Is I don't know. Never heard of it.
Yeah. I thought I know Ireland pretty well, but
Jamie, where is it?
I could be wrong.
Kildare, which is
that's it.
There's Dane. Look,
it's you know what? It's on the way into Dublin. It's
Which one's this one? Is this Lincoln?
Oh, is
this
it?
Is Lincoln,
It's nearly Dublin.
This is the point where people are pulling in and getting stuck because we came in the night before.
Yeah.
Oh, what show was this? Was this
Lincoln?
Yeah, it was. Oh, I saw the.
Oh yeah, Ash's stories. Yeah.
Wheels.
I know. Because we were going, weren't we? And then on the Friday, I saw the literally carnage and all this stuff.
I only own white trainers.
I tried out all right in the end.
Yeah.
Well, I think where you were,
So before we pulled up there, we pulled up on that road. Nicolle was in the lorry, I was in the pickup.
Yeah.
It was, the grass was wet. I thought, oh, she'll just pull up this road and then just back on gently. She went hell for leather across the grass.
Oh my God.
I'd just spent a day cleaning this thing. Grass was flicking her.
No.
And I'm just like,
He came and like,
stop.
he came round in the
was
pickle,
fuming.
rallied next to me, and all I can see are his arms in the air, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
No.
I'm just looking at like all the spray.
Because I had Shannon, we had like a group phone call on at the same time. Everyone's going, no, don't park at that angle.
Yeah.
No, get closer to the tree. No, come this way. And I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
But
This is stressful.
and then you'd park up and then you'd be like, no, we don't look even. You're going to have to move.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
But I think you did it right. You got there first thing on the Friday, didn't you? Was it Thursday, Friday? But yeah, I mean, the queues, it was like hours of worth of queue. I think people actually turned around and went home, didn't they? Because of how bad it was.
there was people were waiting. Some people didn't get into like the Sunday morning. They've been left in the waiting area for 2 days.
Yeah.
Obviously, they were letting them walk into the show, but leaving their lorries out there.
Which is a massive thing. You want your truck on show, don't you? That's
But
the
they were
reason you go.
they were so unorganised.
Yeah.
So when we were first coming in, they were getting everyone to park in rows. So obviously Shannon, she was the first one of our lot in. So she was in the first row, about 4 trucks back. But then when they opened the gates, they let all this side in first.
so-
and I was like, are you fucking
Yeah, so you've got there on early on purpose.
Literally.
All of a sudden,
And the weather forecast rain. Like everyone knew it was going to rain. All morning we were parked up where we couldn't go in. It was dry. As soon as it started pissing down with rain, they went, right,
We'll
everyone
open the
can go
gates now.
Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't you just like? I know it would have changed the schedule slightly, but a couple of hours before, everyone would have got
Sorted
in
it.
nice and dry.
well, that's it. It's nothing. Yeah, I'd rather be prepared if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not open it early?
Common sense.
And
ain't
they had
there?
several more
Yeah.
gates that they could have opened, but they didn't.
No.
They just gridlocked all the roads surrounding it.
I saw the road. Yeah, people's stories. All I saw that weekend was still waiting,
Carnage.
still waiting.
Yeah.
Well, we were going to go, weren't we? Up
We
until
were.
right at the last minute. I was on holiday. Like after the weekend, I was literally on holiday, and I just couldn't be doing it.
When we
to be
saw
honest
this, we
with you.
thought, naturally, we'll give it a miss.
Yeah, we saw the stories, and we're like, yeah, we'll leave it this year.
I don't blame you.
No.
But we want to do more truck shows. Did a few last year, didn't we? But
Yeah.
we'd like to sort of go.
Yeah. Is there anything you guys want to talk? We've pretty much covered like the questions. Is there anything you guys want to talk about, or anything you want to mention?
Subscribe to Fake Truck.
There you go.
Oh my God.
plug.
I could have known that would come in.
Well, if you don't ask, you don't get, do you?
No.
That's it. That's literally all I'm doing at the minute. Like it's week after week after week.
Yeah.
Like we're just
mate.
smashing that at the minute. It's- yeah. Literally.
I'm sort of just like leaving you to it. 'Cause within the 4 months or whatever it's been since you've been doing that, it's just overtaken me
Yeah,
Really?
so it took Nicolle,
massively. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna
Chill.
retire.
Yeah.
It took her it took us a good while to get her page down to, I think with lowest we got it was like 0.5% of creators worldwide
Yeah.
because they rank you.
Yes.
So I think the lowest you got was 0.5%,
Yeah.
which is, it's good. That's high. That's a high percentage. And I think within
Within about 3
3
months.
months, I've got down to 0.16
Yeah.
creators worldwide, which is like,
So obviously, the lower your
very near the
percentage,
top.
the more you make.
Ah, see. Right.
yeah. So it's
So I just
crazy,
thought,
really.
I'll just give up then.
That's what done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Achieved.
But
Yeah.
to be fair, like I've not really been working for the past
No.
year,
No.
so I expected my page to slowly go down anyway.
Yeah. Now you can.
Works.
Now you can take over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live the life of a lady now.
Yeah.
Well, I
I'm
go
a
to
lady
work.
now because
Oh, yeah.
Someone bought me the lady title for my birthday.
Yeah.
So I'm now Lady Lennox.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Well, you got to live up to the name now, so there you go.
So she
Lady of Leisure.
about
I
all
live-
day,
Yeah.
Lady of Leisure, and
Yeah.
I go and whore myself out every
Yeah.
day.
I feel sorry for you.
That's literally it.
I've never thought of it like that.
She's the pimp.
Yeah.
I'm pimping him
She's pimping
out.
me out.
I choose the girls, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
she's like,
she's
oh,
nice. You can.
Yeah.
I'll not say
work
that
with
word.
her.
You can see her.
Combo.
I love it.
She does. She has to vet them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't let him choose. So I'm like, I feel like if he
Well,
chooses,
if I do choose
he's-
some, I send you them, and
yeah, I
you
know.
say,
But I'm saying I wouldn't let you choose them solely without me knowing, because I'll just
Yeah.
think you just fancy them and want to work with them.
Yeah.
Which
if
I
you've
know
tried
isn't
it,
the
just,
case.
She's too fit. No.
Do you know
yeah, but she
what?
actually picks
Oh, you
really
find her
fit
fit?
ones.
Do yeah? No, then.
She picks
I'm
really fit
opposite.
ones.
Yeah.
If I don't want to sound shallow, they
If you
have to be
fancy
fit.
him. Yeah.
If I would, I know
Yeah.
he would.
Yeah.
I trust her judgment. In fact,
Of course you do.
I think one day you should organise a collab for me without me knowing who it is.
There you go.
You trust me that
I
much?
trust you that much.
There you go.
Yeah, because I
Challenge
feel like
accepted.
if his,
That could go horribly. wrong.
Yeah.
I think
You're going to turn up.
Turn
like,
up and it'll be a bloke.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
you always
Money's
get you always get blokes messaging though or commenting saying, "Oh, I want to take a ride in the fake truck," and I'm like,
How
"You do
can I?
realise?"
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're not. Also, the amount of guys that message me asking me if their wife can come.
No.
Yeah, honestly, it's all the time. Loads of blokes want to see their
Yeah.
wife with me.
No way.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's mental.
yeah. It's obviously a big fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like cook, innit?
I'm like, I'm not actually a prostitute. I
Yeah.
just do Onlyfans.
She is now.
You know, thanks. You can't just pay for my time.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh,
But yeah, I think like my brain just works differently. Like, so if a girl's fit, I'm happy because I've got to think, is doodah is going in them.
Yeah.
If it was some skank,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go near him after
No.
that.
Cheers. Yeah.
Not to sound shallow.
Yeah.
No. But it makes sense.
Look, it's
Yeah.
it's your truck. It's your
Yeah.
We know. Yeah.
We get it.
you can be as picky as you like. That's the whole point, isn't it?
That's
So
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am pretty picky.
I like to think we've got a good variety on there, though.
Yeah.
love
I'm
it.
just waiting for a big black guy.
There you go.
That's a surprise.
That's a surprise. This episode. Please make sure
It's the one thing I want to do, but I've just
Don't make that my surprise, please.
yeah, I was on about for you, not me.
Turn
I'm
up, Big
pegging,
Leroy's
but
there.
yeah, I really wanted to do like a pegging scene, and I was like, "Damn, will you let me peg you?" And he's like, "Fuck off."
You've got me.
I ain't getting pegged.
Oh, we've got me.
Sorry.
honestly.
I don't even know what sort of thing you put on your podcast, by the way. Like,
It's all been on there.
Anything
you do
goes.
it all,
I was
yeah.
gonna say,
It's
just-
all been on
We
there
didn't know
anyway
how
now,
PG
isn't it?
to be, but
Well, the only thing I think we are careful on is what we put on TikTok, isn't it? Really, because TikTok's
yeah,
the place
TikTok,
where
you've got to be careful. Yeah,
Bleep it all out.
Oh, yeah.
But,
I mean, I've been pretty good.
yeah.
You know,
yeah. I mean, it's what is it?
just cut out what you need
I
to.
think we're like an hour and a half in now, and now it's just all coming out.
Yeah,
It's just-
that's it.
Yeah.
We might have to privatise the last bit, mate.
Well, we have to try and hold back. So I'm like, are we not saying that? Are we not?
Yeah.
It's just whatever.
The thing is, how many like OnlyFans we've had? So we've had Shannon on, obviously we've had you guys on, we've had David on.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So we've had we've had plenty of OFers on now.
Plenty of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, actually, because the one thing I like about your guys' podcast is it is like, obviously we do OF, but that's not all we do. Like, obviously we are truck drivers and we do like that side of it as well. People think, oh, it's all just filth, but it's not. Like, our YouTube is all PG. You know, anyone can watch
It's
it.
all there to see. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we actually, you know, once we get the trailer, we'll be doing a lot more haulage work, you know, and vlogging all that as well. So
I'm actually excited to get the
YouTube
trailer.
is the one. If you can, I know it's hard, but if you can get
YouTubes. And like, I miss driving. I honestly, I just want to get in the truck, get a huge load on the back.
Yeah.
And just Sarah.
It's not all filth, you know. All right, get your mind out the gutter.
It's always the camera.
I just heard the
Ben,
as in huge load. I mean, like we're like the diggers and the dumbers and stuff.
Don't start Ben off. Ben's got the darkest humour when he starts going.
You wouldn't think it.
Yeah.
And just.
Yeah.
I love the long distance drives.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, you mentioned Sean Thompson earlier. I sort of watched a lot of his content actually.
Yeah.
And it does look really fun. What he does, you know, a lot of like low loader, a lot of stuff he has on. It's a lot of content.
And that's why we chose low loader, because it's something I've always wanted to do. And it's more interesting.
Yeah.
No one wants to see us sit in RDC for 4 hours while they say we're not unloading yet.
Yeah.
So
I've been in the bay 5 hours now.
Yeah. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, Pete was talking about this a lot, wasn't he? You sometimes be there for hours, and just not know what's going on.
A lot of the time, right? Because I used to do a lot of RDCs. You'll turn up and you can tell the people there hate their job. They hate their lives, and they're like, "Well, you're not going to get tipped for hours," and I'll be like, "Oh, good, I need a break." And then they'll change their tune, and then they'll be like, well, we'll probably get you on now, actually. You know, they just want to inconvenience you, no matter what.
Sure. That's a good flip. That's a good
They always do it, though. And I found, like, reverse psychology always works.
And if you're a female, you tend to get tipped quite quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, when we used to work for the same company, I'd pull into a site to deliver. He'll have been sat there for about an hour, 2 hours already. I'll have just pulled up. And the yard would be empty, and you'll just see all these forklifts come out. They're like, "I'll get it, I'll get it,
please."
That's blokes for you.
The best one, like,
and I'll just get out. I'm like, "Hi, Ben." See ya.
We used to deliver like drainage and stuff for ACO, and you went to this building site, like took a full load there. Forklift driver unloaded it, and then I went in about like half an hour later, and he goes, "Oh, mate, you just missed it, bird. Just coming here in a big lorry like you, real fit bird." And he goes, "Driving a lorry, couldn't believe it." He goes, "Oh, she was fit." I was like, "Really? How fit was she?" "Oh, mega fit, mate. I wish I'd have took a picture, mate. She was honestly."
But he was going into like what he'd do.
I love it.
And I was like, "Yeah, it's my missus." He goes, "Fuck off. No, it's not." I was like,
It is. Yeah.
I was like, "Work for the same company, mate. It's my missus." He was like, "Oh, well, yeah, well, just, respect to her, like, for what, like they changed the tune then.
How can I get myself out of this?
You were such an arsehole for that, though.
Yeah, I like to make people feel awkward and then watch them squirm.
It's almost like you thrive off doing that to people.
Funniest thing, though, she went to delivery and, like, they always used to hassle her, like, and...
Oh, you on about the fucking trans thing?
Until one time, a bloke that we used to work with, he kind of saw Nicolle as a daughter, and I think he thought, because he went there and they were like, "Oh, talking about Nicolle," and like in filthy ways, like. And then he was like, "You do know she used to be a bloke." And then
he thought that was the only way he could protect me by making out I was fucking trans.
They were like, "Fuck off." Like, honestly.
And do you know what? I went back to that delivery.
They weren't interested.
Barely spoke to me, so it fucking worked. But then I'm thinking,
you waited that time.
Do I actually look trans? Like, am I that bad?
I've seen some trans, and they're better looking than a lot of females.
Well, there was one the other night.
Yeah.
I just stuck my tongue down her throat. Didn't know it was a guy.
It's scary how good they can.
Didn't Shannon did, didn't she? I'm sure she necked her.
I don't know.
It was one of us.
It was definitely one of us. It was me.
Brilliant.
God.
Oh yeah, we didn't actually say congrats to Shannon on the award.
I was like such a proud mum.
Yeah.
Like I always knew she was going to win, but I just thought like she was up against like Becky Mills and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was a bit like, but won. And oh my god, that video! Did you just hear me screaming in the background? And I was like,
I saw that.
That's me. I was like, next morning, I was like, oh, we'll take that down.
Oh, well, you're just proud, weren't you?
I'm drunk.
We're all proud of her.
Award-winning rat.
Where's that come? Is that Nath? The whole rat. It is, isn't it?
Yeah, rat's just. her name now, and she's just had some stickers made that say
Queen Rat.
No.
Yeah.
Flat out with your rat out.
Oh, flat out with your rat out. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's crowned Queen Rat.
Yeah. How did you meet Shannon then?
So I slid into her DMs back in the day. So obviously I was looking for girls to work with. And obviously she popped up and I was like, oh my God, she's like HGV driver. She's got her own lorry as well, to which we didn't have our own lorry at that time. So I messaged her and just said if she was up like for doing a collab. And then we hit it off since then. Like, we have such a special bond, me and Shannon.
Yeah.
Like, she's such a great friend. And you and Dane really get on.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Dane's sound.
Yeah.
Dane's sound. Well, Shannon's lovely, obviously, as well. They're both lovely. Yeah, but
no, I absolutely love them too. Adore them to pieces.
Yeah, we really get on there.
Yeah, she's nice as pie. You can't say, like, I don't understand, like, some of the hate as well. If you knew her, like, especially when we met her on the podcast, like, how sweet she is.
I know, she is. Oh, she's funny. She's hilarious.
Yeah.
Some of the shit she comes out with, I'm just like, how? Why do you even... I don't know how she thinks of these things.
You two do have a strange relationship.
We do have a... Oh, honestly, you don't want to know the half.
I sometimes think, are they going to run away together one day?
Well, we've always said, like, as much as we love each other, we couldn't have a lesbian relationship because there's too many hormones in it. But me and Shannon, so we're kind of like, me and Shannon are the same and you and Dane are the same. Like, yous are the smart-headed, very focused people where just me and Shannon could not give a shit.
No.
We have to keep things on schedule.
And if it weren't for the
like
men, we wouldn't be where we are today without these men. Because nothing would get done.
Yeah, well, that's the strength of a power couple, isn't it? You've got to have both types of personality. Yeah, exactly. That's why it works.
Well, I'm very self-motivated. I'll get up in the morning and do things even if I don't want to. Whereas you're like...
Oh my God, well, yesterday, I didn't know what time we had to be here today. And obviously, we'd had this late night. And I was like, what time do I need to be there tomorrow? Thinking it'd be like early afternoon. 10 o'clock. I was like, fucking 10 o'clock. That means I've got to get up at 6:30. And he was like...
I was like, get a grip.
You've done very well.
Jesus Christ. I was like, you don't have to go to work anymore. At least you can do it.
I'm just not a morning person.
No. I don't blame you there, to be fair.
But I'm here. I made it.
That's it.
Half an hour late.
You've done all right. You've done well.
Fashion.
I was trying to get her out the door. Like, we should have left a minute ago.
Oh, no, we were all right.
Nah, that's fine.
I'm just such a... Honestly, like, you're really bothered if you're late to things.
I hate being late.
You know what?
Really
It's a bit like me.
bothers
It really affects... If I'm late for something, it ruins my day.
Yeah.
I'm done
Yeah,
now.
he's the same.
If it was up to me, we'd have been here like 10 minutes early, but yeah.
I'm just so like...
Like, even to the point where she was getting out of the car, like, when we got here, I can see her doing it, like, really slowly. Like, I was out the door and waiting. I'm like...
He does, he stands there looking at me.
You know, show some enthusiasm.
We just couldn't believe we had to start at 10 o'clock going, they're still not here.
So the first half an hour of this podcast
It's a bit quiet.
It's a bit quiet.
Yeah, that would be my fault, sorry. Couldn't get out of bed.
No, only joking. Well, thanks ever so much for coming, guys.
Thanks for having us.
It's great.
Love it. And we love the podcast where they just roll as well.
Yeah.
And it's so natural. So
Well, you know a lot about us now.
Yeah, there you go. If you didn't know, now you know.
Now you know. And when I choose the black guy, I'll let you know who it was.
I'll be walking funny.
There you go. Well, if you've enjoyed this episode with Nicolle and Ben, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe and check out Fake Truck and Nicolle's profiles as well. And we'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, guys.